Hello and welcome to the Irish Aesthete. Previously, I was explaining how Joseph Leeson went on not one but two grand tours to Italy in order to buy paintings and works of art for his house here at Russborough in County Wicklow. As already mentioned, among the items he commissioned was a set of 4 oval paintings looking at the different times of the day by French artist Claude-Joseph Vernet. The pictures were specifically made for the drawing room where they hang today, that is, after being absent for a period until they were bought back in 1969 by Sir Alfred Beit and reinstated here. It's worth taking a moment to look at the painting's extraordinary frames, which, like the ceiling above us, have a vigour and exuberance rarely found here in Ireland. If we look at the ceiling, what catches our attention are those engorged arabesques frenziedly skittering across the flat surface. Here the acanthus leaf and shell motifs have become so stylized as to be almost abstract. The frames around the Vernet paintings are somewhat more restrained, but even in this instance, notice how the plasterwork can't altogether contain itself, but here and there flicks and darts flame-like over the surrounding wall. As is so often the case here in Ireland, the names of the stucadors responsible for this wonderful work remain sadly unknown. Elsewhere, as we will see when looking at the Saloon, it's generally accepted that the Lafranchinis, 2 brothers from the Swiss Ticino district, can be credited, and that Richard Castle, Russborough's architect, may have had a hand in devising the decorative schemes in rooms like the entrance hall and the music room. But the drawing room plasterwork seems to date to after 1751, when Joseph Leeson had returned from his second trip to Italy, by which date Richard Castle was dead and the Lafranchini brothers had moved on to work elsewhere. One suggestion is that an obscure and possibly local stucador undertook the work in the drawing room, as he did in St. Peter's Church in Drogheda, County Louth, where the chancel walls are covered in not dissimilar plaster decoration. The same stucador is also credited for being responsible for what is the most extraordinary space here at Russborough, the staircase hall. This area is only just 12 feet wide, but its decoration borders on the surreal. The ceiling has a relatively plain design, indicating Castle was likely responsible. However, at a later date, someone went to work on the walls and clearly had a wonderful time doing so, covering almost every available inch, with only those spaces in the centre of the cartouches left plain, as though whoever it was had momentarily paused to take a breath before hurtling onwards with the job. The walls of Russborough's staircase hall have been described as the ravings of a maniac, and it's easy to see why. Again, there are thrillingly oversized acanthus leaves, some of them turning into plinths supporting vases of flowers. Indeed, much of the area is given over to this motif, like an explosion in the florist shop, with garlands and bouquets tumbling about the place. The other repeated device here are hounds' heads, indicating a love of the hunt, although in this instance, the only prey the animals have managed to snare are still more flowers. Given the relative narrowness of the hall and the amount that must be given up to the stairs with their handsome mahogany treads and balusters, this is a wonderful piece of madness and certainly quite unlike anything else in Ireland. And in the next episode, we're going to visit what is, without doubt, the finest room in the house. I look forward to seeing you then. Thank you so much for watching the Irish Aesthete. Goodbye.